Valley Club, the information for the Quasar Red Star event came out early this week, and I think a lot of people missed this key detail. I'm going to talk about what I think is upcoming for these Quasar Red Star events. Also, lots of questions about Franklin Richards, when, if he possibly is coming to Marvel Strike Force. I got my thoughts. I'm going to talk about that in this video and the rest of your mailbag questions. I know we missed Monday, but if you're ready for this edition of the Wednesday mailbag, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day, and I hope you're ready for more Red Stars for Quasar. All the event information came out early this week. Also, Franklin Richards, is he coming to Marvel Strike Force soon? Is he coming down the road or never? I'm going to talk about my thoughts, and we're going to answer to the rest of your mailbag questions. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell for even more Marvel Strike Force content, at least 5 pieces of Marvel Strike Force content every single week on this channel. But let's begin by talking about Quasar and his Red Stars. I just got the Quasar unlocked this morning. I know a lot of people got their Quasar unlocked early this week. Some people got it over the weekend. I just got mine today. And we got some information about how to get some Red Stars for Quasar early this week. So I'm going to go over some of the details and talk about something I think some people missed about this. So first thing, the chapter Long Flight. This essential event will run once a month during chapter 1, and chapter 1 for the Age of Annihilus is all about Quasar. It's going to call on your newest teams to fight through foes to bring back Red Stars for Quasar in the event Invasion Event Quasar. It initially opens with 8 missions during May. So right now or next week when it's launched, we'll have 8 missions. When it's when it returns in June, we're going to have 4 more missions, so 12. And then when it comes back the final time in July, it is going to have another 4, so 16 total missions for this Red Star event for Quasar, the Invasion event for Quasar. The run stores, through all the missions to earn the most points possible towards your run score. You have unlimited run score attempts, so kind of like these Scourge type events. Your highest run score will be recorded. The run can be canceled, restarted anytime without penalty for your highest score. And Quasar Red Stars, it doesn't seem like there's a leaderboard. As long as you're able to hit these milestones, you will get these Red Stars for Quasar. Earn Quasar Red Stars by obtaining run scores and hit key milestones. You'll need to attempt a run at higher difficulties to earn Red Stars. So I guess there's going to be some earlier milestones. You get some things. As you get to higher difficulties, that's when you get the Red Stars. So next week, you should get some Red Stars for Quasar. The following month, more Red Stars. And then the final month, the 3rd month of the chapter, is when I'm assuming that you could get all 7 Red Stars for Quasar. Now, the difficulties for this chapter, it'll range from 1 through 10. Higher difficulties will narrow the traits that you could bring in. So less characters you could bring in to this as you up the difficulty, but you're gonna get more points, and that means more points towards those milestones, which reward those Red Stars for Quasar. Additional points by activating mods, which would bolster or hinder commander characters and enemies. If you've already unlocked Quasar, you could use them in missions right now. So if you did unlock them early this week, you can use them on these missions next week. I would start building Quasar right now. And during the first run of the event, the max Red Stars you could have on Quasar is only going to be 4 yellow stars. So there's going to be a special combat mod coming up next week to give Quasar a boost in power. And then it looks like it's going to change when the event returns. The mod will have a little less power, and then future appearances of this event will be removed, because I guess it's assuming that you could have a 7 yellow star Quasar at time. So difficulties 5 and above will have some trait restrictions. So mission 1 and 2, Harbinger or Quasar. Missions 3 and 4, Vigilante or Quasar. Missions 5 and 6, Vigilante or Thunderbolt or Quasar, which I guess is just the Harbingers, right? Unless there's another team coming to the Harbinger. And then missions 7 and 8, Harbinger or Quasar. Now, the immediate thing that stood out to me is you could use the Vigilantes for all of these. You don't need to really invest in the Thunderbolts, at least for the first 8 missions, because the Vigilantes do have that Harbinger trait. The Vigilantes, you could use them directly for missions 3, 4, directly for missions 5, 6, and then they also have the Harbinger trait, so you could use them again in missions 7 and 8. And I think that is pretty important. Right now, they are the oldest team. We did get a preview of 4 teams that would be getting the Harbinger trait during this initial run of Quasar. The Vigilantes were the first team, and it seems like all the content, even these negative zones going on right now, you can bring a full Vigilante team, which if you are pretty active, pretty grindy, you probably have them unlocked already as a free-to-play player. if you are not at end game, or you're not as grindy and not as diligent about some of these events, or maybe you're not able to complete these because you're not at end game, you might not have them unlocked. But I think the good thing is they want the previous team to be unlocked. So you should be able to use vigilantes for all of this content. You can use them for all the negative zone content as well. I think that gives us a clue to what the next 4 missions are going to be. Harbinger traits is what I'm predicting, and then Thunderbolts. Right now, the Thunderbolts currently full team is not out yet. Hyperion comes out later this week. But I'm assuming that when this event comes around again, the second chapter of these Quasar missions, I'm assuming it will be based around the next team, which after the Vigilantes is a Thunderbolt. So I would start building up your Thunderbolts as you get them unlocked. We haven't really had a lot of events for them, so you may not have them unlocked. But as you start to unlock these Thunderbolts, Victoria Hand, Songbird, Hyperion, I would start to build them up. And if you already have your Taskmaster Ghost, I would start to work on them as well, because I do think that the next missions, the next 4 missions, Thunderbolts should be able to get you through all that. Now, as far as the mods, these scourges that you could equip, some will help you, some will hurt you. All of them will get you more points though. So Storm Warning, all raid abilities active during this run. That will really help the Vigilantes, man. Harbinger of Annihilation, substantially increase the damage, armor, resistance, focus of Quasar. This will depreciate in power on the next run. So this is that unique Quasar thing. So I guess you could build up your Vigilantes, take out your weakest one, put Quasar in there. And I think you could do that same thing for the Thunderbolts on these missions 9 through 12 is what I'm predicting as well. Rope-a-dope, when an enemy character ends their turn with vulnerable, they gain defense up, deflect, deathproof, and immunity. We also have Bloody Nose. When an enemy uses their basic attack, they also apply 1 bleed to the primary target. When an enemy uses their special attack, they apply 1 heal block to the primary target. When an enemy uses their ultimate, they apply 1 blind to the primary target. So this is gonna hurt you. I hope this is a lot of points, because this doesn't sound that helpful at all. All right, World at War, all war abilities active during this run. All right, I think if you're bringing the Vigilantes, I guess they're okay in war. I guess this is more for Quasar if you're bringing Quasar there, because he is kind of a war specialist. Home field advantage. City characters gain 15% critical hit chance, 15% critical hit damage, but the player's villain characters lose 20% damage, 20% max health. So if you're bringing your Vigilantes, that is Electra that's losing that stuff. Evasive maneuvers, when a character dies, all their allied bio characters gain evade. All right, so yeah, I guess there's gonna be a lot of bio enemies there. Experimental serum, enemies gain 30% max health. Vile rally, on enemy that clear all negative effects from enemies. Energy absorption, when an enemy character's turn, on an enemy character's turn, remove all negative effects, heal 10% for every negative effect removed. Sorry, so those are what we can expect in the Quasar trials, and it will open next week, May 27th. That is next week, Tuesday. And that is when you can start to get some red stars for Quasar. So hopefully you have them built up. You could use Quasar. Hopefully you have your Vigilantes unlocked. You could use your Vigilantes. But like I said, as soon as you start to unlock these Thunderbolts, start to build them right now for that second chapter of Quasar. I think they will be required. All right, let's get you your mailbag questions of the week. Big shout out to each and every one of you that left a question for this edition of the mailbag. We do this on a weekly basis. Normally I try to do these on Mondays, but had some struggles and had to push these back a little. So let's get to the first question. ValleyFlyin, after hearing you talk about how long it takes you to use all your energy, maybe think simple quality of life improvement. After you click the campaign button, could they add arrows to the individual campaign tabs we can put on the campaigns we could actually use at that front? Example, I need training mats, so I would put Silver Sable, Songbird, Nexus, and hard villain campaigns in the front. It save too much time scrolling. What are your thoughts? All right, so let's get in the game. And I think what you're saying is all these ones that you want, maybe put a check mark for the ones you want in front, so I don't have to scroll all the way. That'd be great. So the Incursion, I want to top off the energy there. The Nexus, usually I do that. ISO 8, I would check that. And then the heroes, I would check that. And any showcase energy, I would put that in the front. So for me, it would be Daredevil Modern and I guess Victoria Hand, because these are the ones that I have unlocked at the highest star. So I just check those. I would like that. That would reduce a lot of scrolling. So maybe put a check box here And then any ones that you want in the front, you could have that. Yeah, that would be a great quality of life change. There's a lot of different things they could do in addition to this, but yeah, anything that reduces scrolling time and lets me play more of the game and not let me click as many buttons. I fully support that change. I want to play more Marvel Strike Force and not manage the account as much and clicking buttons as much. I want gameplay. Hey ValleyFlyin, not an MSF question, but I've seen DC Worlds Collide is coming out in July. Will you be playing and making videos on it like you do for Raid and MSF? I don't know. I like that game. I was playing it for a while and then I just had to stop playing it because at one point I just wasn't making content and it was taking up a lot of time. Just didn't have a lot of time to manage 3 games. Marvel Strike Force Raid takes up a lot of time and I'm actually trying to get another character on Raid. So I'm actually managing 3 other accounts on Raid to try to build those up. So I like that game. DC Worlds Collide was fun. Every time I would look forward to playing that game. But the problem for me was that it only was on my tablet because I didn't want to do all those steps to playing on iOS. So the long and short of it is I'd love to. I just don't know if I have enough time between Marvel Strike Force and Raid and all the other stuff I have in life. The kids are starting club soccer as well. So that's going to take a lot of time driving as well. So I don't know. I love it though. It's a great game. If you guys are looking for something different, it's very, very fun. Will we be getting costumes for Elektra and Taskmaster, or maybe Ghost from the movie? I would say that it is unlikely. I wouldn't say never is never for never say never for anything in the game because sometimes they take a while to do it. But usually when they do costumes, normally it's around the time of a release of a movie or a TV show or something they're promoting. Or just some random costume. So if it's gonna be like a tie-in from the movie for Elektra, Taskmaster, Ghost, I would love something for the Yelena, Red Guardian, and Bucky. I don't see it happening for the Thunderbolts. I think at this point it's highly unlikely because the movie already came out. I think they're going to start to look forward and get some stuff for the Fantastic Four because I think that's the next one. So I'd say it's more likely that we get more Fantastic Four skins and costumes than the older one from the Thunderbolts. But if we get into that kind of announcement, I wouldn't think it's a bad thing because I like these cosmetic changes. I know some people don't like them. I do. All right, ValleyFlyin, quick question. In regards to the upcoming energy currency conversion, I'm at the point where I've unlocked and upgraded all the characters available in Spotlight Orb, start to build up the number of orbs. Is the Spotlight Orb still going to be actively updated after the conversion event? Right now, the only thing I would get from turning those orbs in would be Ultimate's credits. Should I cut my losses, move on to more meaningful content? I think so. I haven't opened a Spotlight Orb in a while, and I don't think it was updated the last time they were moving characters around. I think what they're going to do is have all the characters go into the supply, into that Intel store, actually. So yeah, Medusa's the last character that was added to this. That was like 3 teams ago. So I think they've stopped this. You can open this if you want. You can hold this if you want. The blog post didn't say that this Spotlight Raid Orb is going away. So I think for most of us, it's just Ultimate's food at this point. An older question that was asked before we had all the information on Quasar, but it says ValleyFlyin, wonder where we'll get more news about the Scourge event for Quasar since we're unlocking this week. Apparently have 3 Scourge events during chapter 1. Well, we got the information early this week after that question was asked. So hopefully all the information in that blog answers all your questions about that. But since there's a tease for Franklin Richards, if he's coming, should he be Dark Dimension or a legendary character? So this was asked a lot on stream. We had a big discussion about this early this week. And I think that if he is coming to the game, I have no idea if he's coming to the game. In the Envoy Summit, they mentioned a few names, a few teams. That wasn't one of them, but that does not mean that he's not coming to the game. That just means that that is not something that they mentioned. Now, he could be a legendary character. He could be some kind of character like Quasar. I've heard Quasar's name. I've heard another name. I don't know what the next name is for that Nihilus, and that could be Franklin Richards. If I was unlocked, so he could be a legendary. I wouldn't say that he could be a Dark Dimension unless they do another Dark Dimension, kind of like Odin, where it's based on ISO 8. So maybe like a mini Dark Dimension or a half Dark Dimension like Odin was. They could do that. I think if he's likely to come to the game is probably around the time of the Fantastic Four movie. I do think that comes out in July. So it could be around then. If not, doesn't come around then, I think maybe that Avengers Endgame with Doctor Doom is a time that they might want to do a tie-in to Marvel Strike Force. I think those are the 3 likely times: around the time of the Fantastic Four movie, around the time of the next Legendary for the Age of Annihilus, or around the time of the Doctor Doom Avengers movie that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in. So I think if he does come to the game, it would be around one of those 3 times. If not, it wouldn't be related to MCU tie-in. It would just be a random character, not a random character, but a really good, strong character come to the game. So that's my thoughts on Franklin Richards, guys. Hey, ValleyFlyin, I hope you're doing better than last week. I am. It was a pretty good week last week, and then I don't know, got down on towards the end of the week, and struggled this weekend again. And hopefully that's the last weekend. We actually reached out to someone for help from BetterHelp. They're not sponsoring this. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that, but just talking to someone really helped me. So just putting it out there in case anybody is struggling with anything. Talking really helped. And sometimes it's hard to talk to people in life. I feel like, I don't want to waste your time with that stuff. So I just choose to do nothing instead of getting everything out there, because holding stuff in is not good. Releasing it sometimes like I do it and going back really down is not good. So I don't know. The point of all this, like I said, is if you're struggling with something, hopefully just talking about that will help you with that as well. And I don't know, other people struggle with stuff too. And knowing that helped me feel better. Like I'm not a crazy person. You know, other people have issues as well. All right. With you, another CC talking about getting arena orbs for the training materials. Should we do the same to get gold out of the blitz orbs? Do we know what the orbs will actually stay? Maybe we wise to just open everything and hope it gets changed over. Well, the reason the arena orbs was mentioned specifically was because on this blog post from the 7th of May, they mentioned that the raid orbs no longer be purchasable using elite credits. So recommend using your elite credits to get these crimson raid orbs. They also say arena orbs will be removed from the game entirely. That's why people were recommending opening the arena orbs to get those little bits of training materials out of there before you have to use supply credits or maybe your intel on that stuff. These things, the L4 training modules, also removed from the arena store. So that's why I was recommended to do those 3 things. Open all your crimson raid orbs and then use your elite raid credits, whatever you have, to open more of these, because you can't use elite raid credits for this anymore. Arena orbs are going away. So open all of them before the conversion happens. That is happening tomorrow. And they're removing the L4 training modules from the store. So keep buying these as long as they are in there. So if you want to do anything else in addition to all this, feel free, but I would recommend at least doing all this stuff, because we know that the Crimson Raid Orb no longer purchasable with elite credits, arena orbs being removed, and L4 training modules are going away from the arena store. Also, why do you think they took away the spend gold milestone? One of the few joys in the game was building a rosters. Now there's no incentive to build beyond the 1 million objective for Quasar. I'm not sure. I just figured that they were trying to move all the things over to that new command center. I know there is that 1 million gold that you mention every day, those objectives to spend 1 million gold. I think it's the Harbinger, the daily milestones here, right here, this one. And that's all we're getting. I think the best thing about spending the gold was the power cores that you get. And at least with this one, you're still getting the power cores. You're not getting a lot of the other stuff there. But for me, the power cores was the only thing that mattered. So at least for me, I'm made whole this. But yeah, all the other stuff, I know some people need that a lot more than I do. I don't know why they did that. I think to simplify things. And I think at this point, for me, at least, simplification is more important than getting all the little rewards. But I know for some people that's a little reverse. They want all the rewards, even if it's a little more complicated. Hey, Valley, question about the stores in the game. Will they be going away or consolidated at a point in the future? Also, thoughts on the next team being released. Keep up the great work, brother. I think from what I've seen in the supply store, I guess we'll know all the information tomorrow, but I think some of them are going away. Some of them are staying, but at the end of the day, I just hope everything's super simple. Now, as far as the next team that you're asking about, I don't know what the next team is. When we were at the Envoy Summit, Ryan Jacobson did mention 5 teams that are coming. 2 we already knew about. The Thunderbolts, because there was a vote for that, and we knew about the Hellfire Club because there was a vote for that. Now, I don't know the order. These could be far off. They could be very soon, but one of the teams, I'm not sure. He mentioned a name of a team. I'm not sure which what this team could be about. He did mention one of the characters as well, so my mind is kind of leading towards that. I don't want to say what it is, though. The other team, he mentioned some characters that could be on the team, but I don't think they had a name picked out yet. And the last team, let me just say, this was a team that I thought was coming a while ago. There's rumors of certain characters coming that would be on this team, and it turned out to be another team. So he mentioned this team as well. So I hope I said a lot without actually saying anything, and I hope you picked up on some of the things that I'm saying. I don't know if you remember, there was this image that was in game a few weeks ago teasing the teams that would be in this Quasar chapter. We know the Vigilantes, we know the Thunderbolts. There's 2 more teams on here. You can see the silhouettes. Let me know your guesses on who you think these 2 teams are. I think some of it is related to Fantastic Four. We know the Fantastic Four movie is coming out in July, so I'm guessing at least one of these teams or both of these teams would be related to Fantastic Four. Maybe Franklin Richards would be on one of these teams, but let me know your thoughts down below on all this stuff. I have a question. Why a 2-week leaderboard instead of just a 1-week leaderboard? Well, again, like I said last week, the answer to most of your questions about why Scopely does anything is money. We look at this leaderboard here. It is a 2-week leaderboard, and it is for something really, really good. It is for some diamonds for Odin. 3 diamonds at the top of the leaderboard. You're getting some diamonds if you're in the top 5,000 here. So when I looked at this, I was like very happy. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good on the leaderboard. And then I looked at the date. I was like, oh, there's 2 more weeks. So obviously, if the longer this lasts, the more people are going to spend to try to climb up the leaderboard. It's not a blind leaderboard, so you can see exactly where you are. Yeah, I was like 3,000 last week. I'm at like 8,000 right now. So very, very, it's all for money. They want people to spend more, so it's a longer leaderboard. It's a pretty good prize too, so people are kind of incentivized to spend even more. You do have some red stars here for these milestones, but as far as the diamonds, you do need to be in the top 5,000. But yeah, it's money. The longer they leave the event up, the more people are going to spend during the event. Valley, the new strike slot mentioned Danger Room will have some Easter eggs that make older characters or combination get boosted that we won't expect based on other game modes. As much as I would like to love and try every combination, you think you could help the Valley Club Valley Smash community share what we would find? Maybe it's a Discord thread. How do you think players would get info about these Danger Room Easter eggs? Yeah, I think I can make a channel on Discord about some of the Easter eggs. I think they're just meant for fun. I don't think they're meant for like the ideal run, but like I mentioned at the Envoy Summit, one of the things that they shared was Duck Duck Groot, where if you had Groot and Howard the Duck on the same team, you would have some kind of bonus. I'm not sure if it was the biggest bonus out there, but it is like a little fun thing. So I think they're throwing fun things like that. They did mention a few others. Unfortunately, I can't remember what else they said, and I can't remember what the exact bonus was for that Duck Duck Groot, but it'd be like cute things like that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I'd like to share it with the community as well. So I'll create a Discord in the or I'll create a channel in the Discord to actually leave some Easter eggs for battle for the Danger Room in there. So that is it. Let me know what you're doing to prepare for the Quasar event next week and the 2 future ones that are coming up in the subsequent months. And let me know what you think of Franklin Richards. And if you want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, make sure you join the Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag questions channel, ask your question there. Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like. Check me out on social media. If you want to check out Raid Shadow Legends, I've been playing that game for about 3 months. I have a channel all about that. Check out that second channel, tips and tricks, getting some free characters as well. And if you want to see what are the 10 best teams in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Take care, guys.